50 Cent is back in the sneaker game, man, with the relaunch of the G-Unit G6. And the key question is, can this relaunch reopen the signature sneaker game for hip hop? That's the key question. And I can guarantee that there's going to be a lot of other hip hop artists and artists in general, whatever lane you fit in, that's going to try to get into the sneaker game. And I can't blame them, man. You know, there's a lot of money in the sneaker game, and you can get that upfront money just to be the face of a brand. Why not? I see athletes doing it all the time, and I'm a big believer, and I don't want this to seem like I'm hating, but I don't think consumers are buying products or buying sneakers because they're endorsed by an athlete. I think that the sneaker being endorsed by the athlete being the face of the brand can expose it to more consumers because of the athlete's reach, because of the athlete's popularity. It goes the same thing for hip hop. But at the end of the day, man, most people are buying these products, and we're talking about sneakers right now because of the style aspect, because the sneakers look good. When they put it on with an outfit or the sneakers feel good. I think you're going to go with look first, because I know people who will buy a sneaker and the sneaker doesn't feel good, but as long as it look good, they're still going to wear it. And their feet might be killing them, but they're still going to wear it, which I totally understand because I done done it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't done it. Buy sneakers that I know don't feel good, but they look good. So that's my opinion on that. And, you know, it's just my humble opinion, which really doesn't mean a whole lot. But if you look at statistics, I think statistics are in the favor of consumers buying products because of the style aspect. I mean, I think that the product having a celebrity attached to the product can't hurt it at all. It definitely can't hurt. But is that the motivating factor in terms of consumers going out there purchasing the product? That's a question that can be debated. And that's what we're going to do here today. Now, what's up, guys? Did I tell? Oh, let me introduce myself. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Fast Comp Kev. I am the owner of the premier digital fashion competition platform known as Fast Comp. And you're on the Fast Comp channel. And welcome to the channel if it's your first time. If you are one of my subscribers, this is not the first time you've seen my videos, just welcome back again. You know, I'm glad to have you back. And let me get the business out the way, man. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel at Fast Comp, man. If you like the content that I'm putting out today, hit that like button and make sure you turn on the notification bell or hit the notification bell, whatever you got to do to get notified every time I drop a video. All right, now that we got that out the way, let's get back to the G-Unit G6 relaunch. I don't think 50 is going to have any problems pushing this G-Unit. Am I a fan of the G6? Not really. I'm talking just style. Just style. It's just not really my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's going to have any problems moving it. I think 50 is still as hot right now as he was 20 years ago when the first G6 launched. And I got some numbers here that we're going to share with you guys, man. And let's get to it, man, because I got some good talking points, man, here that I want to share with you guys. And it gave me a lot of insight on what 50 and Jay did in terms of monetizing the release of the S. Carter and the G6, which I bought the S. Carters immediately because I said they look like the Gucci's. And I bought the Gucci's because I loved the look of them, not because they were Gucci's. For me, a lot of people bought them because they were Gucci's, which I totally understand. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe I should say by them being Gucci's was secondary for me. First was I love the style, I love the fit, I love the way they look with my clothes, with the outfit that I was wearing the Gucci's with. So that was primary for me back then. But as soon as I seen the Estee Carters, that's immediate. And everybody I know said the same thing. They didn't say, having the name Estee Carter attached to it and Jay-Z being who Jay-Z is can only help. It can't hurt the product. You understand what I'm saying? But most people that I know was buying that product because they look like the old Gucci's. And the old Gucci's was fire. And the Estee Carter's was fire. But I digress. Let me get back to some of these talking points, man, because my AI assistant, his name is Ja. He did some amazing research on the Estee Carter and, more importantly, the G6, because 50 is relaunching it, and that's, the topic of this video that we want to talk about. Now, just let me read this first talking point, man. Reebok recognized the hip-hop sneaker power early in the game. And when Reebok announced that Jay-Z, or its Jay-Z partnership in 2002, Reebok chief marketing officer at the time, I don't know if he's still working at Reebok or not, but this is the research that Ja, who is my AI assistant, did for me. Mickey Plant, that was his name, argued that rappers could bring authenticity to sneakers comparable to athletes. The business, and I think they can bring it more than athletes, just the authenticity. That's just my opinion. But the business logic was that roughly 80%, this is strong right here, 80% of sneakers were being purchased for fashion. This is strong, man. This is the core concept of fashion. Man, I love this right here, man. I'm going to read it to you again. I love it so much. The business logic was that roughly 80% of sneakers were being purchased for fashion rather than athletic use. And even the sneakers that were marketed as or for athletic purposes are still being worn for fashion. That's what made me fall in love with a lot of the sneaker game. I love to see it on the court, but I loved it even more when I saw it within an outfit. It just took it to a whole nother level for me, man. I just fell in love with sneakers, Let's get back to it. For athletic use, putting artists at the center of how consumers actually wore sneakers. I don't believe that. I believe it's the style, man. Because I see some guys on the street or people on the street that's way more fashionable than the artist. But the artist has that star power, which I totally understand that. And I understand the way a sneaker company would look at it. But just coming from the average consumer, it's what you see on the streets, man. What you see people wearing on the streets that really influence your style. So just had to throw that one out there. Now, Jay-Z helped prove the signature model. Jay-Z's Estee Carter collection by Reebok was positioned as a groundbreaking signature footwear line for a non-athlete. Contemporary reporting said roughly 10,000 pairs sold during the first week, making it a major Reebok launch. Now, 50 just took the concept to a massive scale. Forbes reported that Reebok paid 50 Cent $20 million to license G-Unit sneaker line, and at least 4 million pairs of G-Unit sneakers were sold. That's heavy. That's heavy. And there's something else in here. I don't even have to read this. I remember it. In that licensing deal, 50 said, or Reebok announced the price to 50. They didn't announce it to the public of $100. 50 cents. That's a little out of my core customer's price range. So he went back to the drawing board, came back. We're going to charge $80.50. This is back in the first G6 launch. 50 said, cool. Let's take that 50 cent and put it to charity. So every pair, and they sold 4 million pairs. 50 cent of that went to a charity. I like that. 50 cent from 50 cent went to a charity. I think that was amazing. That was a great. I don't know if they marketed it like that, but it just fit. 50 cent of each of the 4 million pairs went to 50 cents charity. I like that. I just like that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. But let's fast forward to today. I'm not going to go through it. Just a lot of good information here, man. We don't need to go through all this information, man. Let's just fast forward to today. Do you think that hip-hop artists can sell shoes? My humble opinion, and I like to say my humble opinion is, I think the shoes are going to sell the shoes. Unless you are a megastar with fashion appeal. 50 he's on a whole nother level. I think he's going to sell G-Unit, the G6. I just do, man. I just do, man. I'm not, 50 is on that Jordan. He's on that in terms of how Jordan was in basketball, how LeBron is in basketball, how these mega superstars just can, they can sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the product still looks good. I'm not a big fan of the G6, but there's a lot of people out here who are big fans of the G6, or who's going to purchase the G6, which I totally understand. But can the average hip-hop artist, and I'm not going to say maybe the successful hip-hop artists, can they sell a shoe? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure, man. I'm not sure. I think the shoes can sell the shoes in terms of the shoes being stylish. And the hip-hop artists can influence it via their style, via the fashion stylist, making sure that the hip-hop artist is stylish and it's a stylish shoe. That's what I think is the motivating factor in terms of consumers buying shoes. I just do, man. I just do. Aside from those mega stars, man, like a 50 Cent. I don't think Michael Jordan sold Jordans. I just think Jordans were so fashionable, and they just took on a life of its own. And it didn't hurt having Mike behind it, having that name behind it, having that logo behind it. That didn't hurt at all, But I just think, man, I'm a big proponent of style selling shoes at the end of the day, because there's a lot of people who are going to buy the G6 because it's stylish. And the fact that a mega star like 50 is behind it, that the whole story of 50 being behind it is just going to be powerful in terms of marketing, in terms of branding, in terms of just getting the shoe out there and selling the shoe. I think that's powerful. But getting back to the question of this content is, can his relaunch influence signature sneaker deals for the hip-hop community? I think it will, but are these sneakers going to sell? That's the core question, and time will tell, man. I'm just a big proponent of style selling shoes, man. I think at the end of the day, style is going to sell shoes, man. Because if it's not an attractive shoe, and you have a powerful celebrity figure behind it, I just don't think it can sell. I think the early release, that early anticipation for the product, that's going to generate sales. But as time go on, if it's not fashionable, if it's not stylish, I think it's going to wear off and consumers are going to be on to something else. It's just my personal opinion, and we're going to take it with, we're going to leave it right there, man. This is some good content, man. Like I said, I found some good information, but we're going to see. Hip-hop might be back in the game. It might be back in the game. And we'll see where it go, you know. I'm cheering for any artists who do get a shoe deal, who do launch a shoe deal. I just hope it's a stylish, good-looking shoe that people will gravitate to in terms of it's a stylish shoe they can wear. Because as research has pointed out, man, 80% of consumers buy sneakers for the fashion aspect more so than the athletic aspect. And it can be marketed as a athletic product or for on the court purposes. But you know, we're going to take that and turn it into an off the court outfit attire piece, a piece of our outfit, a piece of our everyday attire. That's what we do, and we do it so well. And that's the core concept of Fashcom, you know. So we out here, man, just to show your entire outfit via full body photo. You can tag up the 5 items that you're wearing in your outfit, the brand / product name, with the cost of the item, and the location where you can find it, man. You're advertising on a small scale, but there's millions of brands out here looking for you. Everybody can't get a deal from Reebok or these major companies, but there's a lot of small brands out here who would love to partner with you, the Fashcom competitor, on the premier digital fashion competition platform called Fashcom. All right, this is your man Fashcom Cat. Once again, man, this was some good content, man. I hope you guys tuned in, and if you did tune in, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, hit that like button for me. Also, turn on your notifications so every time I drop a video, you guys will be notified. And we're going to keep trying to, you know, day in and day out, just keep trying to grow the channel. And I'm going to, you know, keep growing as a channel host, you know, working on articulating and hosting content better each and every time I drop some content. I know it's a work in progress, but, you know, like all other things, you just keep working on it until you get better at it. All right. As always, man, make sure you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I will be checking in with some more content tomorrow, and we're just going to see how it goes. We're trying to grow, man. You see, YouTube is getting harder and harder, man. I wish I'd have gotten the game earlier, but it is what it is. My primary concern is Fashcom. You know, if I could build business on YouTube, that'll be great. But my primary concern is the Fashcom mobile app. All right, this is your man Fashcom Kevin. Enjoy your Tuesday. Peace.